Hello, everyone. I want to open with something less important, and I will explain later why I consider this US reports about peace talks with Russia less important in today's news cycle when it comes to the war in Ukraine. So let's start with this, and then we'll work our way up to things that truly matter. So Witkoff said that he had constructive talks with Russia, with the Russian envoy in Florida, basically saying it was productive, that he was encouraged. Once again, my question is, why was it just Russia and not Ukraine? And my question still remains how Witkoff and his buddy Kushner, who are now lauded as the foremost experts on the war in Ukraine, have been to Russia multiple times, posting what they ate there, but have yet to visit Ukraine. And I would like to once again remind everybody, while I had no great love for Keith Kellogg, I at least respect the fact that he had bothered to come to Ukraine before making any kind of pronouncements about the situation there. And I'm sure you have all noticed he has not been part of anything Ukraine related lately. I wonder why that is. Zelensky once again reiterated that while talks are all fine and good, it would be nice to see some results, and reiterated that Ukraine is prepared to carry out conversations in whatever format is available. Although, of course, in person is better. And once again, expressed concerns about the situation in the Middle East should Donald Trump decide to strike Iran to distract people from the Epstein files. And now let's move on to things that are important. And one of them is right there at the bottom of the page. An overnight Russian strike in the central Ukrainian region of Dnipropetrovsk killed 2 people. There were continued multiple fallouts from the earlier damage inflicted by Russia on Ukraine's power grid. So there was a technical malfunction that took place as part of the repairs, not surprising, which caused rolling blackouts not only in Ukraine but also in the neighboring Moldova, which also gets its electricity from Ukraine. So, yeah, that's going to happen. That is going to happen because if your grid is being bombed continuously for several months in a row, sooner or later, wires will get crossed literally and cause a massive outage, even as the utility crews are trying to do their job. Something else important. Russian drones struck a bus and killed 12 miners. This also took place in the Dnipropetrovsk region. This took place not during some, isolated incident. Maybe somebody trigger happy accidentally launched a drone. Oh, no, 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 no. No, this was a large scale attack against specifically the coal mines in the Dnipropetrovsk region. As the result, at least 12 workers, 12 miners were killed, and 8 of them injured when a drone struck a bus. But wait, there is more. There's been an attack on Zaporizhia, specifically on a maternity hospital, during which at least 9 people were injured. So there were at least 2 major attacks on Zaporizhia. And when specifically that maternity hospital was struck, at least 6 people were wounded there, and 3 more were wounded elsewhere. Among the wounded were 2 women who were there for their OBGYN checkup. 2 pregnant women who were there for their checkup. In the second attack, 2 women and a 4-year-old child, a boy, was hurt. And once again, because people of Ukraine know better, they know they're the audience, there are now video clips, footage from the sites showing the damage to the building. If you pop over to Kyiv Independent and find this article, you can Google Kyiv Independent Zaporizhia Maternity Hospital. You can go and see those photographs for yourself. But wait, you're going to say, hang on a second. Didn't we just talk 2 days ago about that conversation between Trump and Putin, where Putin said he was not going to strike civilians for a week? Yes, we did have that conversation. But remember, I expressed concern basically every day starting Thursday about the lack of specifics, about the lack of what was included, what exactly was agreed upon, and so on and so forth. And here is your proof. Yes, it is true that Trump announced on January 29th that Putin had agreed to suspend attacks on Ukrainian cities for a week. But now Kremlin is saying, no. This only applied to Kyiv and only was agreed upon to last until February 1st, today. So it was all bullshit, just as I said it was gonna be. It all meant nothing. Stop listening to both of them. This is crap. It's a lie. They will continue moving the goalposts. Nothing matters. Not unless it's agreed upon with Putin sitting in the Hague in front of the International Criminal Court. The war against civilians continues. The war against hospitals, against women and babies continues. So can we just all stop wasting time and pretending like there's any point at playing at diplomacy with Russia? More to come.